This is Feel Better with Lauren. I'm Lauren. Today is video 10 in the series of 12 over 14 where I try to get you into the habit of doing a video almost every single day for 2 weeks. And today's video is just about showing you don't need much space. This is where I usually do my yoga, between my bed and the wall. It's just enough room to lay out a mat and I can do everything I need to do. So to recap, it doesn't cost anything. It doesn't take much time. You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to do it in front of anybody. You don't need so much space. I'm not seeing any downside to this. So give me a follow on YouTube and let's feel better together. Video 10 today. Lucky number 10. I do some of these videos so that you can watch them on your phone a little bit easier, and also because this is where I do a lot of my personal practice. It doesn't need a lot of space. It's at the end of the bed between the cupboard and the bed and the TV, and there's enough room for a guy like me, 6'5", 210 too many pounds. So this is all the space you need. Let's stand at the back of a mat. And again, I like moving around a little bit at the beginning, especially if I've had a full day of work, trying to make money. I can just sort of feel where my body's resisting. I do that all the time. Just move, just a little bit of movement, get it out of my system. Once I sort of got an idea of what's not hurting, but what's resisting, I can know that I can focus in on that stuff. And when I breathe, I think about my neck and I feel it relaxing and expanding. I focus in on that spot, and that'll help me. So let's take just at the back of the mat here. We'll get rid of that stale air that's either from waking up or in the middle of the day or coming home from work. So big inhales in through your nose and all the way out. In through your nose and all the way out. And one more, in through your nose and all the way out. Now keep breathing just in and out through your nose. So feet hip distance apart, your hands just sort of sitting there. This is just a balanced pose right here. Let's just quickly get rid of any of the upper back stuff. So into that prayer position where we stay nice and balanced. Interlace your hands, push your hands all the way away. Stretch your shoulder blades apart. Keep breathing in, out through your nose. You could start engaging yourself a little bit. You could tuck your hips a little bit underneath you. And then on the next exhale, go all the way up. You may have heard that crack in my chest. And just keep inhaling, getting some length, touching the sky. And on the next inhale, interlace your hands behind your back, interlace them the opposite way that you've just done that. And get some sun on your chest. Do a nice kick, your hips kick right out. Everything's engaged. The front of your body's engaged. Your butt's engaged. You're only going to the point where it feels good. You're not trying to overstretch. And then on an inhale, you're going to keep your hands behind your back and you're going to do a forward fold. Maybe bend your knees a little bit and let your hands fall over your head. You might want to step out your feet a little bit. And then find a little stillness. Try to straighten your legs a little bit more. And let your body expand and let yourself fold a little bit more as you relax into this. Now, next inhale, you're going to release your hands. Don't let them fall to the ground. Let them slowly come to the ground. And you can do a full inhale there. Now from here, sink down into that squat. Hopefully you're in a nice, good position like that. You feel nice and stable. Get your back nice and straight. And let your hips open up. And you can keep your breathing nice and relaxed. And your next inhale, lean a little bit forward. Your hands go to the ground. Your butt goes into the air if you can. And inhale all the way to the top. Hit your hand against the cupboard. And back into that balanced prayer position. Up over your head again. And forward fold. Just let yourself hang here. Inhale, go to a halfway lift, your hands on your shins. A nice flat back. Exhale, back to that forward fold. Relax down into it. Maybe you go a little bit further. Maybe your legs are a little straighter. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale to a forward fold. And from here, creep forward into a downward dog. And yes, it looks like an old bald. Make a nice straight line. Get your fingers pointing the top of your mat. Your pointing fingers. You might want to walk out your feet a little bit just to sort of get everything in line. And find a little stillness in this downward dog. Nice straight line from your wrists to your hips. And then once you're there, settle in. Try to straighten your legs a little bit. Put your heels towards the ground. Doesn't matter if they don't go to the ground though. And then inhale, roll forward to a high plank. Stretch your shoulder blades apart. Tuck your tailbone so that the front of your body is nice and activated. Push that earth away from you. And then drop your knees. Your big toes go together, or almost together, and you go to child's pose, nice and stretched down, with your chest going towards the ground, your knees apart, and your hips on your heels. Get a nice long stretch. In each inhale, your fingers seem to creep away from you. And then on your next inhale, you're going to slide your chin, your nose on the ground, and end up in that Sphinx pose. Keep your butt flexed. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. I'm going to push up to a seal version of that where your arms are straight, your shoulders are away from your ears, your butt is nice and flexed. It feels nice and relaxed here. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. Don't lock anything up here. You're holding up your chest. You're not locking yourself into that position. If you feel any strain, you can put your legs wider apart. Last inhale and down to the ground. Left arm into a 45-degree angle. Right leg grabs your right arm grabs your right foot and tries to bring your foot to your butt and push out of your shoulder. So you get a little twist and you get a good stretch on your quad. One last inhale. You release your foot for a moment, lie back down on the ground. You shake out your hips for a moment. Your left arm goes, in this case, under the bed. Your right foot bends. And we get a good shoulder stretch. You get a nice twist, and our right foot is flat on the ground. And I'm using my right hand just to stabilize myself away. That should all feel good. One more breath in, and roll back over. Again, shake out those hips a little bit. You guessed it, your right arm in a 45-degree angle, your left hand grabs your left foot, and you gently pull your heel towards your butt, and you push out of your right shoulder. So you're keeping yourself square, but it feels like a bit of a twist. Everything's nice and activated. Maybe inhale in, you get some space, and then the exhale, maybe you can pull everything a little bit closer to your butt and a little bit out of your shoulder. One last inhale, and back down to the ground. This is good. Lots of stuff. I'm gonna put my right arm out, my left leg back. My left foot goes flat on the ground. I'm getting a good shoulder stretch here. One last breath in, and roll back over. Keep your hands beside you're tucked in by your ribs. Go on your toes if you can. If not, you're going to go back to that child's pose. But if you can, lift your knees off the ground and slowly push that ground away up into that high plank. Get yourself straightened out and tuck your tailbone. Engage everything in the front of you, but you're not locking up your neck. And then you're going to inhale. You're going to reach your right leg forward, and you're going to go down to a low lunge. So there's actually a good angle you can see here. You can see the first 2 feet, your first 2 toes through your knee. You're getting a nice stretch here. You're keeping your hips square to the front, and you're engaging everything as you put your hands above your head. Like you're grabbing a ball, and you've tucked your hips a little bit. And then your left arm goes forward, your right arm goes back. And I'm using my torso, big that it is, to do that twist for me. I'm not ranking my arm back. I'm just letting it follow. So left arm's forward, right arm is back. And then your left hand goes down. You go up on your left toe. And you're getting a nice stretch and a twist. And then your next inhale, your left leg is going to come up behind your right heel. And another interesting perspective, your left arm goes to the sky, your right arm goes behind, and then you twist around and hook whatever you can around your knee, and just relax into that. And maybe this is a time to get your breathing a little under control. Just breathing in and out slowly through your nose, straightening up with each inhale, relaxing and maybe a bit more twist. Then inhale, release your hand, and we're going to do this double pigeon where your heel is over your knee and your knee is over your heel. And we're going to just rock forward a little bit. Keep this nice and engaged. Your right foot is nice and engaged to keep your knee in line. And this knee is quite a high up. For you, maybe not, but for me it is. And I just sort of rock forward first. And I find my hip just follows and finds that right position. And then left arm behind, I push about. And I get an extra special stretch on my right hip. I don't know my lefts and rights very well. And then release, come down. This right foot is going to go up to the side of the mat. Your left foot goes back, and you're into this lizard lunge. Okay, to keep your back straight, you can let your knee fall open if you want. Let it do what it wants, and you can go lower. Go right to the ground if you'd like. Or just sit here and focus and keep your back straight. And then inhale. Your right foot goes back. You clean up and go to a nice high plank again. Take a moment just to make sure everything's in line. And then you're going to bring your left leg forward, which is always a bit slower for me. And we'll do the other side. First two toes, square to the front of the mat, engaged hands above us, like you're holding a ball above your head. And then try to get a good nice stretch on your right hip. And inhale your right arm forward, your left arm back. You're using your torso again to twist. You're dropping your right hand, you're on your right toe, and you're stretching up. And then your inhale, your right leg is going to go up behind your left heel. Your left arm behind you, your right arm shooting to the sky. And then hook your elbow, your forearm, your tricep, and take a moment to get your breath in line here, if it's not already. Breathing through your nose, creating space in your spine. And inhale, your left ankle goes over your right knee, and your right knee goes over your left. Ankle over knee, knee over ankle. Just sort of line that up. Keep your left foot engaged nicely. And you're just going to rock forward. And that'll get your hip in line here. And then your right arm behind you, your left arm up in the air. One more inhale in. Your left foot goes flat to the ground. Your hands go inside of that. And you're back to a lizard lunge here. This side's easier for me for some reason. And let my knee fall open. You can go down. Or you can just stay and breathe into this. One more breath in. Your left foot goes back. And do a high plank again. Then back to a downward dog, nice and straight line. Get your chest like it wants to go to the ground, like a nice straight line. Your legs want to straighten a little bit. And then here you can do a little bunny hop and float, or you can do as I'm going to do. Walk to the front and do a squat, and through the squat onto your back. Here's a treat. Roll back into that child's pose. Let your knees fall underneath behind your armpits. Nice and relaxed in there. One more breath in. Right foot over left. Do a little roll slightly to the left and pull your knee to your chest. Keep your right foot engaged to keep your knee in line with your ankle. And keep breathing nice and slowly. One more breath in. Your legs keep crossing over. And we do this twisted root where your right arm just hangs back and you look over your right shoulder if you can, or look forward, back, side, wherever gives you that sense of engagement. One more inhale in. Bring your knees to your chest. An extra squeeze to line everything up straight. And then your left over your right. Reach through that space or grab behind behind your quad. Grab your shin. As long as you keep your left foot engaged and so your knee is below your ankle, you're good. And then just lean a little bit to the right and pull in. And one more breath in. And we'll keep our legs getting crossed over for this twisted root on this side. And look over your left arm if you can. It looks like I'm holding down, pulling. I'm not. I'm just resting my hand there. I'm guiding and not pulling. And one more inhale in. Knees to your chest again. An extra good squeeze. And just hold your breath for 5 seconds. 5, 1, and your feet go out through the corners of your mat. Tuck your shoulder blades under, your hands, the palms facing the sky. Everything's relaxed. Your feet fall open. And that's how easy it is and how quick it is to feel better. And we'll see you in the next video.
Always talk to your healthcare professional before starting a new regime. If you experience pain, discomfort, or dizziness, slow down or stop. These videos will become easier each day, but if it doesn't feel right today, go slower or move to another video. Listen to your body.